I mean, if I got 70% of that, do you know how happy I would be? Even though
Yeah.
I deserve 100% of
I can't
that.
believe you put that much in.
No, no, Johnny, can I be honest with you?
Oh
Can
my
I
To be
be honest
honest
God.
with
with you,
you?
you never fucking listen to me. I told you every weekend.
Okay, point Howie.
Cash Daddies is for entertainment purposes only. You'd be an idiot to listen to anything these degenerates say. Invest at your own risk, do research, but seriously don't listen to these ass clowns. Now enjoy Cash Daddies.
Welcome to Cash Daddies. We're banking fatties. We're in it. We had a guest. He canceled. So it's just the boys. That's right.
Yeah.
The boys. Joining me as always from We Rocks with Ralph, Johnny Woodard. And
We
then,
Rocks? Is that what we're calling it now?
what's it called? We Works.
We Works. We Works.
Oh, We Rocks is where I take my daughter. We
Oh.
were, which is probably ran the same way your office is, Johnny.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
And then from a log cabin, who knows where? Most likely because he got kicked out of his apartment. Howie Dewey. How are you, Howie?
Oh, dude. Good, brother. Good. Up here in the woods. Saw some old buddies this weekend.
When was the last time you saw Hots?
Like 3 days ago.
It's okay, man. I'm sure it's
And
going to work out.
I'm going back tomorrow.
It's
night.
okay. I'm sure it's all going to work out.
Yeah, I'm sure she's not fucking having her head bang off the bedboard right now.
She's getting her back broke.
Right now, she's probably just getting absolutely fucking tornadoed in some new yoga pose that I've never heard of.
So Howie, real quick, I don't know if you've seen this, but Legion of Skank Fest in Vegas is going to have boxing matches.
That's awesome.
You should do it.
Oh God, man. Woo!
You should do it.
I have to get back in shape, man.
But you're going up against fat people.
Yeah, that would be fun, actually.
You're the one that just started training Thai boxing.
But
Why
I'm not ready, but I will.
It would be fun
not this year.
Not getting younger.
I know, but I gotta get my skills up.
Okay.
It would be fun to legally.
Yeah, it's gonna be sanctioned by the Nevada Athletic
Commission.
Well, if they sanction it, don't they have to give people physicals and stuff before?
Yes.
It's gonna happen, buddy. You should do it.
Maybe
you're going up against fat Legion of Skank fans.
Oh, wait, they're fighting the fans?
No, I mean, I don't know. I think it could be. I don't know.
Or is it comedians fighting each other? I didn't know it was the fans. That's interesting. Get in there with
180 pounds, man.
Oh, that's perfect for you.
Well, yeah, I would definitely have to get down to 180 pounds.
I can't believe I'm fatter than you, Howie. I'm fat. I'm 195.
I got it. Well, I'm probably 195 right now. I'd have to lose 15 to get in that kind of aerobic.
You'd have to lose 15 to get to 195?
To get to 180. To get to 180. To get to 195.
I'd like to get down to 180.
Not pre-pandemic,
that's my set. That's what I'd like to be.
I was can't see dick weight. I was can't see dick weight pre-pandemic.
I've never been can't see dick weight. I've just got super heavy legs.
I hit 222 during that pandemic, man.
Dude, I got up to 225. I can't believe I'm down to 195.
That's good.
I'm trying to get down to 175. That is my goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard. I might have to saw off a leg.
I'll talk to you about that this weekend. We're playing.
Hey, Howie, big news, and that's it. I just want to get out the news right now because you're near New York. Tinfoil Hat Comedy is going to be in New York City August 13th at the Cutting Room. Very excited about that. I hear it's a great room. It's 200 seats. Gets me excited. Maybe down the line might shoot a special in New York. I think that might be a fun place to do that. So that's Miss Story. That'd
be a fun weekend, man.
All right. So that's it. So let's get into it. Again, we have no guest. Howie, anything you want to push real quick, or Johnny, anything you want to push?
No.
Johnny, let's start off. Let's get the crypto right out of the way because
Let's get the crypto out of the way.
There's a lot going on in crypto, man. You had Bitcoin jumped up well up almost to 31,000. Now it's back to 29 and change. Your favorite one, XRP, because of that, who knows, that lawsuit. I mean, XRP just about doubled last week.
Yeah, it's back down a bit now, but yeah. Well, the thing with XRP is that there was always a concern that it was going to be labeled a security, and they finally decided in the lawsuit that it was not a security. A judge decided that. The what's the guy's name? Gensler. He was kind of annoyed. You could tell. Like, here's his quote here. There's ongoing litigation with a number of these crypto platforms, and these platforms are commingling a number of services that you've seen on these crypto platforms where they could be trading against their customers, bundling up a bunch of services that we would not allow in any other parts of our capital markets. So he's a little butthurt about the judge's ruling, but it is. I mean, it is not going to be labeled security now, and that seemed to release the floodgates, at least for a while, on XRP. I mean, it popped to, what are we looking at?
Got up to 90 cents. Yeah, I mean, like, my opinion. I've been talking to people about it. They're going to, this coin is going to be connected to the Fed coin.
Hit 80, it hit 95 at 5:30 p.m. on July 13th.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too right now.
So, segueing into, guys, so we all week long, we're going over that announcement that they made, that New York State, New Jersey made on Celsius. And I mean, right from the get-go, I read through it sparingly, but it looks to me like you are going to get back 70% of your coin. The value. Points.
Well, it's going to be in equity, though, right? A lot of it in the new company.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but you can sell it.
Yeah, but what's going to happen to the price of that stock when everybody immediately, especially the people who are getting it preferred, like getting it first? Well, I worry about that.
Is stock, Johnny? It's a new company, but they have to. Is it going to be an IPO or?
I have no idea how they're going to operate that, Howie. I don't know. I haven't seen that in anything I've watched yet, and I've had a lot of questions about it. I'm not sure.
When it says you get 70% back, are they going to basically write you a certified check?
Well, yeah, I mean, probably you're getting it back, and it's going to be cash or crypto. I can't remember, but we should say what they. Okay, so last week they arrested Alex Mashinsky, the liar behind this whole thing.
That guy, finally. Dude, Johnny, you sent me a video, and this guy broke down what a piece of shit that guy was.
Oh,
like a giant piece of shit.
I mean, just lying about everything. Yeah.
I mean, everything. And then when you look back at it, you go, how did we not see this happening? How did we not realize? It goes back to like Bernie Madoff, where it's like, you had to have known that something wasn't on the up and up.
Yeah. He was selling the assets that people were putting into their accounts and then buying Celsius token, his token, to prop it up so that he could sell more of that and make money. That's what he was doing. Like, I mean, it's just fraud. It's just out and out fraud. Yeah. All the while saying he was not a bank and that he was not investing customer funds like that. Just I mean, the guy and yesterday or 2 days ago, he pleads not guilty, of course.
The one positive thing that I saw this whole thing is they have way more money left in the tank than I thought they would have. That's what blows my mind is how much money they actually still have.
I think Bitcoin going up helped a lot for sure because it was at like 19 when they went bankrupt, and it's popped, to what, 30 now?
Usually when you do a class action lawsuit, like I've had a few of them, man. But we had a stock one time that went from literally $10 to $3 to $0 in like a week. And of course, it was a class action lawsuit. They found all kinds of shady activity. The guy the head guy, it was Bernie Abbers from WorldCom, ended up going to jail. But
so basically, don't trust anyone named Bernie.
Mm-hmm. Out of every dollar, I think we got close to a nickel back.
Oh my God.
We got 5% back. And I mean, most class action suits, when it comes to equities, you don't get shit back, man. So the fact that they're saying you're going to recover. It said creditors can recover up to like 72%.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that, and here's conspirator Sam Tripoli coming in. Do you think that this has something to do with trying to ease people's fear of crypto? That crypto is just manipulative and it could be just taken from you at any moment, and that a lot of the people who were involved in Celsius in terms of with their crypto were savvy crypto people who kind of got effed, and maybe this is a way to ease their fears.
I think that's actually a pretty good theory. I don't think that's the situation here because I think at this point, nobody gives a fuck about people that own crypto. I don't really think so. I do think the reason it's so high, and Johnny, you can, chime in on this. I think the reason the percentage is so high is because they found way more money than they thought they would have. I think the assets are basically there. This, it's kind of like when you find this fraud in the stock market, usually it's somebody that takes people's money, sells their stock, and then parties on an island for 4 years and blows like a couple $100 million up a few noses. In this situation, the guy didn't do that. I think he bought, what did he do, Johnny? He robbed Peter to pay Paul, basically.
Yeah,
but the assets are actually still there. They have those assets in kind. So I think the nut was bigger. I'm sure when they went to investigate, they were like, holy shit, some people are going to get their money back. Look at this.
I will say, whenever I go on Reddit, like here's a thread just from yesterday. Are we getting anything back? Earn accounts. That's us, Sam. And people are saying, and this is just yesterday, these are all the people who are following this, between 20 and 40% is what this guy's saying. And he's saying that's because the plan includes equity in a new company on top of the 36%. So they have about 36% total to pay back in crypto is what they're saying here. That company would instantly be the largest mining operation in America, being run by well-established investment funds, and the second largest mining company ever. So it's all going to depend on the value of that stock, I think, is what they're saying. But they don't have the liquid crypto, apparently. They have enough liquid crypto to pay back like 30%. So I don't know. Everybody here is not happy with it. There's a disconnect. I don't, between the plan and then the people on Reddit are losing their minds.
Yeah, but
saying that the earned people are all going to get the shaft. So
it's just crazy to me. And like, how can the FTC ever get paid out? Ever? With us getting what? Hey, man, you owe us a $4 billion fine. How about you take that money and pay back the investors, and then you guys get like $30 in a fine?
They've already deprecated that. I mean, that'll be after the bankruptcy proceedings.
After I get 30%, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get it, is what I'm saying, Sam. I don't think that he's going to pay that. He's not going to have that unless it's from like selling his houses, 5 years from now, which we should get that. But we just can't let bankruptcy drag on that long, can we?
Just give me my.
Like they gave actual dates on when you should get paid out. Like one of them was what?
Yeah. I mean, it's like there's a big thing today actually that's going to be kind of talking about how it's going to get diced up between the custody accounts and the earn accounts. And then I think later they're having a Twitter Spaces later this week. I believe that should be a shit show.
Oh, I can't wait.
Speaking of Twitter Spaces, how about what's her name coming down today saying we're going to investigate the shit out of Elon for that buyout with Twitter, and basically they're saying he might have commingled funds with Tesla into Twitter, and if they prove that, oh shit. I mean, that's going to be Twitter. First of all, Twitter's in trouble, man. Twitter's in trouble. Let's face it. Everything since he took that company over, I mean, they're losing more money, less followers, less. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do with it. I have no idea. And if the SEC does come in and investigate the shit out of this and they come down hard on him, who knows? It'd be interesting.
Well, no good deed never goes unpunished for sure. I love Twitter. I mean, I think it was great for a brief second. Then he brought that woman in, and I know that our friend Zoltan says she's great, but I've gone back to getting no likes and barely getting any retweets again. So it's good to know we're back to the old days. I don't know, man. You play outside the rules, you get destroyed. I mean, of all the problems on in America right now, where does how Twitter was purchased fall?
Really.
I mean, it's just unbelievable to me, everything going on. You have a government that what's the word I'm looking for? Allocate, is that the word? For $6 billion that it lost.
Well, account for you.
Yeah, account for. So there we go. Sorry, Johnny. Thank you very much for that. Account for $6 billion that they lost. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me, the priorities that are out there. I mean, it's a social media thing. I mean, there's so much wrong with our social media. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was talking to a friend. That friend was me as I was walking. I was talking to myself. I do that a lot. And I was talking about like how dangerous our social media has gotten in terms of like the finger or the thumb they put on the scale of anything. Take comedy. Like, I've said this before, we're really in our anthem rock phase of comedy right now, where everybody's Nickelback, and it's just broad strokes on things everybody's always heard 1,000 times. And if you go to like Instagram now, it's like Instagram has it's starting to get a TikTok vibe to it by the amount of likes and views some things are getting, where you're like, why the fuck's that got that many views? Well, yeah. TikTok has made no illusions that they want to be Instagram wants to be TikTok. They've said it 1,000 times. And one of the things that TikTok does do is lie about their numbers. They just blow up everything to get you addicted to TikTok. And people are always like, oh my God, I'm huge on TikTok. And you sold like 3 tickets somewhere, right? So the way to do that is Instagram. Instagram's been doing that. But even if you're not even talking about these videos are getting millions of views, which a lot of my friends are, and I'm super happy for them. This isn't me poo-pooing anything on them. But it's like, hey, man, that's what you're getting told. That's what you got. Guess what? That's what you got. And I'm happy for you, and I hope it leads to more work. But even not even on that number, if you take a look at like some of these people that are getting like insane amount of likes and views, like they're not doing anything. It's let's just get into how for some reason a girl twerking gets a bazillion likes, like the lowest form of comedy, which is like Johnny and I have talked about this, women running with their tits flapping everywhere. And they try to make a laugh at the end, which is like, isn't this crazy comedy? That gets a billion likes.
I always give it a like.
Of course. But the truth is, it's like that's being pushed a lot more. And even these like stupid dating comedy things, they're so dumb.
What's that?
Like, have you watched like all these comics that are doing like guys and girls do this? And it's
it's like the 80s have come back. Yeah, with those dumb jokes. Remember those dumb jokes in the 80s? All that observational shit. Like, guys are like, oh my God, man.
Johnny, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Anthem rock. It's anthem rock of comedy. It's everything is Nickelback. Gonna party like a real star. You know, right?
Yeah,
like
totally,
that's all it is. And it's because YouTube and Instagram are promoting that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does make you wonder where culture starts, right?
I mean, I think culture ended a few years back, and
for sure.
Nothing has happened. It's, they talk about the dumbing down, and we were talking about it with some guys this weekend, and one guy literally, it was like 15 of us, and everybody's the same age. Everyone's got kids, 17 through like 20s, whatever. One guy goes, man, do any of you guys own a kid that's not a pussy? That's what he said. And we all turned around. I was like, well, yeah. And we were just
hey, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. It is really hard for me to discipline my children. It is really hard.
I know.
I like The mindset is just different now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? Because the old generation, my grandparents had no fucking problem, buddy. Let me tell you.
My dad tells me stories of him getting beat by his grandma.
Yeah, dude.
There's a screen door right there that I got tossed right through when I was about 12.
Yeah.
So started on this side, ended up almost in the lake.
And so it's like really hard. And like the worst is when you do it in person or at a park and all the other parents stare at you like you're a bad guy. And you're like, you know what I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
It's just that, my mom, who I love with all my heart, gives me advice on raising my kids. And I'm just like, you could have beat us. You didn't, but you could have. It was a much easier way to handle us.
Yeah. No, I can remember like getting in trouble and talking to a teacher and your mother making you apologize. And while you're in mid-apologize, wham, right across the head, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
He won't do it again. Don't worry. I'm going to go home and beat the shit out of him right now.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, so we'll see what happens with Celsius. I got really excited for a brief moment. Okay.
I still think it looks good. Everything I read looks like.
Bro, I wish I could tell you the number. I'll put it in the chat right now. I don't want to put it out. I'll put it in our chat about how much I have in there right now.
Oh, I saw it, and I saw it in the documents.
I do think you're going to get more than 50% of that back. I mean,
so that's where I'm at right now. Don't say the number of what I have in there.
I hope so.
I mean, if I got 70% of that, do you know how happy I would be?
Yeah.
You know, I deserve 100% of that.
I can't believe you put that much in
there. No, Johnny, can I be honest with you?
Oh my
God. To be honest with you, you never fucking listen to me. I told you every weekend.
Okay, point Howie. Most of that isn't bought for by me. Most of that is that I bought it really low, or it was like when it came to like the crypto, that was like, people paying in ads back when crypto was nothing, back when Bitcoin was nothing. So all that isn't money. I mean, like some of it was like the XRP, but it was so cheap when I bought it. It was like so cheap. So we'll see what happens, man. All I want, hey, Celsius, Daddy's real simple. Give me my Bitcoin, give me my XRP, and you can keep all my Ethereum, all my everything else.
Well, you're just gonna have to, if you want that, I think you're gonna have to buy it back. They're probably gonna give it to you,
dude, which means I'm gonna have to fucking pay out of my taxes on that bullshit. But we'll see.
No, that won't be taxed.
No, but when I buy it, I'll get taxed on it.
Oh yeah, well, when you sell it after you buy it, yeah. But if you just keep it, you're not gonna get taxed on buying it.
All right, so that's what we got some great stuff going. I think crypto's about to make another run. We'll see. I don't know.
We do have a Bitcoin halving coming up April of next year, and usually in the months leading up to that, Bitcoin makes a nice run. So I'm hoping you're right about that, Sam. We should see.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you about our good friend James McMahon at Copy My Crypto. Guys, we've seen so many people make ridiculous money from crypto, but did you know it's easy for you to do the same? That's right. The Copy My Crypto membership site shows you the coins that YouTuber James McMahon personally holds and allows you to copy them. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest, as you simply do what he does. So let me tell you about James. He runs the Crypto with James YouTube channel, which despite heavy censorship has over 26,000 subscribers. Since March 2020, he's told his viewers to buy 26 crypto coins. Had you put $100 in each, it'd be well worth over $123,000.
Wow.
Of the 26 coins, his top pick coin called Phantom went up 692 times from when he said. That one call alone has retired a number of people, including guys in their 20s and 30s. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify this yourself. So if you'd like to join the 2,800 members at Copy James, then stop what you're doing and head over to copymycrypto.com/Sam. That's copymycrypto.com/Sam. That's SAM. Okay. You'll not only find proof of everything I've said, but my listeners will get a Get full access for just $1. Once again, that's copymycrypto.com/Sam. The recession is here. You can suffer like everyone else or choose to thrive. James is the real deal. Go visit the site now. So let's go back to a good old whipping boy that we've been talking a lot about. Bud Light in Costco supposedly got the black Death Star.
What it is they got this sticker on the product now that says that it's going to be discontinued in the store, or not. Not discontinued. They're pulling it off the shelves basically. So they call it the Death Star because it's a little asterisk on the price tag, and I guess people that are like Costco junkies, they know that means, hey, they're getting ready to take this product off the shelves.
But the actual stock Costco, if you bought it January 2nd, it's up 100 points. I mean, that thing's a beast.
You're talking about Bud Light though, right, Sam?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bud Light, though, this was wild. So I'm hanging out with these guys. I saw a shitload of people drinking Bud Light this weekend.
Well, I mean, I don't know what that says about you.
I wasn't, but it was. Listen, I met some guys at the Saratoga racetrack where I worked for 5 years, and I went and saw my old stands where I worked at. I'm going through, and here's what's fucking crazy. Yo, I ran into a dude that was bartending at the same bar where I was working for him in 11th grade. He's still there. He's still bartending. He's about 120, but I swear to God, I walked around. They were selling Bud Lights, man. They were selling Bud Lights. I do think more people were drinking Miller Lite and Coors Light, but you got to remember, you got some of those old crusty fucks that are like 60, 65 years old, and they've been drinking Bud Light for 40 years. They're not changing. Those dudes are going to drink it because that's what their system is used to. So
their system. That's funny.
It's true. You ever talk to you ever talk to an old serious beer drinker, and they have one beer they drink? I don't know. It could be Yingling. It could be Coors. It could be Budweiser. But they have one beer, and if someone has another beer, they'll be like, I'm good. You know, their kidneys are used to that special beer. So I don't know. Saw a lot of people drinking that blue and white shit this weekend. It was wild.
That shit makes me laugh. Your body's more used to it. That is so
your
funny.
system. Yeah, you become adapted to Bud Light. I like that.
You're drinking that much, man. Your system, but you're like, you know what? You're gonna turn gay. You're gonna suck dick before you give up drinking that blue and white can.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you. And I love that Dylan Mulvaney's moved to. I don't even know where she moved to. Wherever he moved to, he didn't even say. But it's really sad that she gave up on his dreams, you know what I'm saying? And decided to move to Peru or somewhere like that, where apparently they accept dudes who dress like women more, which I would like to know where that is.
Did you see Charles Barkley wade into this thing this week?
Oh, yeah, he's an idiot.
Calling people rednecks and assholes for...
Yeah, he's just an idiot. I mean, he's
Barkley, man.
I love Barkley. He's just an idiot. He's just an idiot. He doesn't understand what's going on. Does Charles Barkley have any kids? No, he doesn't, which is questionable. Okay.
Does he really not?
I don't think he has kids. I've never heard anyone ever talk about Charles Barkley's children. Ever.
I saw a picture of him at his daughter's wedding.
Really?
Christina is Charles and Maureen. They have one child, a girl.
Oh, snaps. Yeah. Bring it back, Daddy.
I love that you think just because you haven't seen Charles Barkley's kids that he doesn't have children. What kind of way to operate is that?
Where'd you come up with that one?
Because
I've never seen his kids.
He's about their kids.
He's not like a personal friend.
Have.
Yeah, but he's not a close. You don't see where do you don't know him. Like he works on TV.
But I mean, like, name me a major star. I've seen stories on their kids, especially Charles Barkley, who's been around.
Well, I just Googled it, and a million stories came up about his daughter's wedding and all photos.
All right, Johnny.
That's what I saw. Like, she married this dude, and all the guys were weighing in. They were like, "Can you imagine that poor bastard the first time he met Charles? He was probably shitting his pants."
All right, I was wrong. He's still an idiot.
I will say this though, Sam. He's an NBA player with only one kid. Still a little suspicious. Now,
please, Lord, tell me that daughter took the mom's face.
Hold on.
She's a good-looking girl.
Let me check.
I think she is.
Yeah, but you're from Cortland.
Well, it's weird.
Grading on a curve.
No, she has Barkley's face, but she's cute. She does have Barkley's face. All right, here you go. Hold on. It's going to take a second.
You give Barkley a big pair of jogs, I'd play with it.
Is it? You see what I'm saying? Like, she's got his round head,
same
skin
she's
tone.
cute for sure. She's cute for sure. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But she does look like him.
Yeah, for sure. Respect.
Surprising.
I mean, I don't know what Barkley said, but he's one of the funniest motherfuckers. I love him, man. He's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Dude, time, I mean, he says whatever is on his mind. Like when he came out and said, "Yeah, I just got back from San Antonio. I like it down there, but all the women are fat." He came right out and said that.
Dude, did I ever tell you I was working at PF Chang's back in the 90s, the late 90s. And I'd say about 98, 97.
I bet you crushed in tips at PF Chang's, didn't you?
I was okay.
Really?
It wasn't the best Tripoli out there, I'll be honest with you. I had long hair. I was just not.
No.
I was just not doing well.
Were you a waiter?
Yeah.
So you would go up to tables and be like, "Hey, what can I fucking get?"
Yeah,
you?
my bosses were trying to figure out ways to fire me all the time. I was not much of a good worker. But Charles Barkley came in, and I was, there's this whole notion that Charles Barkley is a shorter NBA player for his position he played. Yes. That dude was a mountain. I couldn't believe how big he was.
Yeah, but he's only like 4.
He's like, I just want a table. I lost a couple $100,000 at the casino. I'm like, sit right down, dude. We got you, bro. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, he's a big gambler.
Yeah,
him and Jordan both. Yeah.
So bringing up this, a lot of stuff going on with Disney right now. Did we get into this last week, Johnny? I don't know. You could tell me. We had Disney theme parks they're saying not doing well. The prices are so high. People aren't going. Nobody's going to their movies. It's so hilarious because Disney had a movie that did great called Sound of Freedom. The problem is they didn't put the movie out. They made the movie. They didn't put the movie out.
Yeah.
But I think their own movie beat their own movie, Indiana Jones.
I don't think any movies are doing well.
This one was made for 15 mil, and it's going over 100,000.
Yeah, it beat Indiana Jones on the holiday weekend. Yeah, it's doing.
Because Tom Cruise's new movie, Mission, that just shit the bed badly.
Wait, did it really?
Sure? I thought it said it was going to do historic numbers.
Historically low numbers.
Maybe for a Tom Cruise movie, but
they're fucked.
Johnny, look that up.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 sets franchise 5-day U.S. record.
No. I'm telling you right now, man.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 clocks in with 80 million at the box office. Let's see, in 5-day opening.
What were they supposed to?
This is CNN. I think it might have been short of projections, but it was still a lot. Tom Cruise has been on a mission to encourage fans. That's so stupid. I hate the way they write. While The Thriller was the movie event of the weekend so far and has so far been well received, the 56.2 million that it grossed on its 3-day opening weekend came in a little below expectations, but the movie ticked up to 80 million upon its 5-day opening and brought a total of 235 million worldwide. So it's doing all right. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good.
The last thing
Sound of Freedom's killing it.
At 3:30 today, they came out and talked about Tom Cruise movie, and they said it was 100%. Basically somebody from Paramount. No, I know. They said it was the worst loss they'd expected because if you look at Paramount today, the stock tanked on that movie. That's why it was down huge. I'll pull it up. I'm going to pull it up right now and show you. You punch in PARA, and the first news it's going to come up. The stock was down like a point, and I don't even have to look. It's going to say
85 million Sound of Freedom is made on a $15 million budget.
It said new Mission Impossible falls short sales projections. Okay. That's why the stock tanked today. Took a beat down. So
I don't know. It's so funny how you can read because, like, I mean, I'm reading all these other stories from today. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 lights fuse with 235 million global bow.
what's the date that you're reading that, Johnny? What's the date?
July 16, yesterday.
Wow. That's wild. I don't know. I watched CNBC and Fox today, and that's what they both were talking about. Tom Cruise, movie not doing well, Paramount and the shitter.
And then this is from Forbes yesterday. Mission Impossible 7 takes top box office spot with 80 million 5-day open, setting franchise record. Yeah, I think it was a little below expectations was the problem there. They probably set expectations a little too high, but
well, I mean, and that's it because
I think people are waiting for Oppenheimer, by the way. I do. I mean, if you look, and I think they got hurt, and apparently Tom Cruise was livid about this. Oppenheimer has taken over a lot of the IMAX screens and put in these custom 70 millimeter projectors, especially in a lot of big markets like LA. And I think a lot of people are waiting for that next week because the promo for that's just been crazy.
This is it for the movies, man. These movies are done for a long time.
Well, I'm telling you that Oppenheimer movie, dude, I couldn't get a ticket to that for a week out.
Yeah, because it's the last one. It's the last movie you're going to be able to see for a year.
Well, they still got it, but we won't feel the backlog until probably end of the year next year, probably after holidays.
But you got the SAG strike, you got the SAG after strike, you got the writer strike. That's if they don't figure that shit out in the next 3 months, that's gonna weigh on all these companies for the next year and a half. Netflix, Paramount, Disney, all of them. They're screwed.
Which we should, Sam, you got some theories on that, right?
About what?
The SAG strike. Or the
strikes, yeah. I mean, if you're asking me, this is about a complete and utter restructuring of Hollywood in every facet of and this could be a way to get rid of a lot of the old guard of this woke stuff, get rid of that and bring in some new stuff. I mean, I think this whole thing is that it's not even about, and this is where I'm going to lose Howie, but I do believe it's not even about the money they're losing because the people that own everything, which is BlackRock, Vanguard, they pretty much run the Fed and they can print as much money as they want. It's about losing control of your attention. They don't have your attention anymore. Nobody's watching anything they're making. So they got to cut ties with a lot of shit. And one thing, you hear Disney talk about getting rid of ESPN. Just think about that, dude. Just think about that.
That would be a smart move. They should get ESPN. ESPN loses them millions.
Yeah, but think about this. Think about this, Howie. If Disney cuts ESPN, what does that do to sports? Like, sports is in trouble. Like, every one of these contracts that everyone keeps signing, like they're talking about Jaylen Brown is going to sign a contract that in the final year of the 5th year, and he's only 24, but by the time he's 29, he's going to sign a contract that in the final year is worth $70 million. $70 million. Now, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have had amazing success. They haven't won it, but they're still super young. They've been
Disney selling ESPN. Disney is
because who's going to fucking pocket everything? Who's going to run it? Who's going to look at what happened when Disney gave up all of those satellite or those regional sports networks? They all went bankrupt instantly and couldn't even afford to pay their contracts.
We should say what you're basing this on for the listeners. This week, I think like 5 days ago, Bob Iger said that they were open to taking on strategic partners with respect to ESPN and possibly, he said it may not be core to Disney is another thing he said, which is like, okay.
Which is hilarious because they took something that was amazing and just destroyed it. I mean, the conversations. You're
talking about Star Wars, right?
I'm talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about everything. ESPN. I'm talking about.
Yeah, but Iger was just hired. You got to stop. Iger, they just hired him. They hired him for a reason. They hired him because he's fucking smart as shit. Yeah. The guy's one of the best CEOs out there. And the first thing this dude wants to do is sell ESPN because it's a piece of shit. ESPN is basically an anchor holding Disney back. If they can get
and that's just happening now. This has been new.
They're the funny part though. They're the reason it's a piece of shit. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%. It's like ESPN, when Disney bought ESPN, it was crushing it. And then they came in with this woke shit, which is what they did to Star Wars, and they annihilated it.
I will say, can I just say really quickly, there's been this hot rumor for a month or more now that they have secretly talked about selling it back to George Lucas. Now, George Lucas is like 80. But that would be, at a real discount compared to what they bought it for. I doubt that's true because that would just be so embarrassing for them. But
I don't think
something
they
to
care.
watch there.
I don't think they care. They
destroyed
everything.
All I know is you got to watch this dude, Bob Iger. He's cutting costs all over the place.
Yeah.
This guy is all about getting the share price, which is down to 85.13 or something. And I'll tell you what, I would buy the shit out of Disney below $85. I think below 85.
Listen, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I don't know a world where Disney disappears. Okay. No. I just don't know a world where that happens. But it's going to be a bloodshed.
This guy's a good CEO though, man.
But
he's an operator for sure.
What he has to do is completely and utterly, and this is what I think these strikes are about, bro. I think these studio execs have gone again. And you can call me a crazy person, Howie, but this is where you and I don't meet on. I don't even think this is about money. I think this is about that they no longer have the people's attention and nobody's watching any of their shit. So they can't push any of the things that they've been wanting to push. So
it's all about money. Why are these people striking? Because of cash.
Yes, that part is about money. I'm saying above that. I'm saying the people who want to work, it's about money. What I'm saying is that the people at the highest levels of these companies where they just could get bailed out by BlackRock, okay, in the long run, because BlackRock's fucking software runs the Federal Reserve. That's a fact, okay? They could just print out a new bailout and clean up all the red. But the problem is this. It's not reaching people. If no one is watching it, if the data says nobody's watching this, it's not even about the money lost. It's about the attention lost. That's my opinion. And I'm going to put that out there. And that is not a business.
That's an insane. The reason I'm saying
that, bro. Okay, but listen.
That is insane. Because you're saying something about the money.
But going back to the strike, and listen, I'm a worker amongst workers. I have a lot of friends I'm in the union. I want a lot of my friends I'm only in the union because I don't want anyone to have Sam Tripoli. I have no desire to act. I have no desire.
Why would you care then if you don't have a desire to act?
Because I just don't want another Sam Tripoli working. I want Sam Tripoli to be the fucking defiant one who will not participate.
And there's no requirement that you have to work again or something to stay in the union.
Nope, you just got to keep
that one time. Okay.
Keep paying your dues.
You get that pension someday.
Do you get health care through that?
No, but I have other things I'm very excited. I don't work enough to get the health care.
Okay.
I don't work at all, so I don't get the health care.
Yeah. So can I tell you about a strike that's actually going to be a lot more impactful than the Hollywood strike? UPS could go on strike here soon, and that'd be devastating for the economy. Talk about that, Howie, because that could be huge.
If that happens, which I do not think it will. There's a guy, Patreon, he's worked there 10 years. He thinks it could possibly happen, but I got a couple buddies that have worked there for 25, 30 years. One just retired, and they don't think it's going to happen.
I hope not.
It can't. I mean, if UPS went on strike, you would see across the board sectors just drop.
Billions.
Yes. That would be a nightmare.
And the Teamsters president came out and said that, it's come out that he asked the White House not to intervene if UPS does go on strike. He's already kind of communicated with the White House. That's the latest thing in this.
That's good. What the fuck are they going to do? They're going to fuck things up worse.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, seriously. But no, UPS can't. They got to figure something out there because that just puts tons into, listen, this SAG-AFTRA strike and this writer strike, you think right off the bat, wow, who does it hurt? It hurts a bunch of fucking liberal actors, whatever. No, that's not who it hurts. It hurts people that work in these cities, vendors, restaurants, people that just independent production companies, camera guys. That that it crushes a whole slew of different sectors across the economy. So
we have a friend who's a property master, and he's out of work. He just got no job.
A girl hung out this weekend with one of her friends who's she's a set decorator. If you're freelance, you're fucked.
Yeah.
If you're freelance, you're screwed. Basically, you're not working. So it hurts a shitload. And I don't like to see strikes, man, because you don't like to see, you got guys with families. You got truck drivers. These guys are all intertwined, and these guys got families. They got to put food on the table. So you don't want to see this shit happen. You want to see them somehow come up with some sort of common ground. But the writers, they got a point. This, and a lot of it has to do with this AI. A lot of it's AI.
Well, it's not just the AI. It's just like there's people who work on major shows on Netflix that can barely pay the rent. It's just that these streaming services are trying to completely operate outside the rules of Hollywood, and they want.
What do you mean by that, Sam? What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just like, people that have like guest stars are making $300 to go on Netflix. Like,
you mean just not paying scale is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not paying a lot of the SAG, agreed upon.
Yeah. Because they're saying it's a different class of.
Yes,
100%.
Right? And I don't think what's the big thing? Like the guys on who, if you sign in you get cast on a major TV show, every time that thing plays on like cable, you get paid. Well, I don't think that's happening on Netflix and Amazon.
Syndication. You're talking about syndication. Yeah, that's one of the big things.
They're not getting. There's no syndication.
Not getting residuals.
Residuals. There we go. You're not getting residuals, and that's kind of crazy to me.
Because syndication used to be. The idea was to get it to like 3 seasons, 4 seasons, 5 seasons,
100 episodes,
and then you could. Well, it depends on how many episodes are in the season. Something. Yeah, but then you were made. You were done. You could retire on that. And now, that's apparently you hear some of these actors talking about, and the writers and stuff, that it's meaningless now. That if it's seen by
like
syndication,
where do they go? I think like Two Broke Girls is going to be one of the last of its kind, because Whitney Cummings is the first time in the history of Hollywood that her and the guy who created Sex and the City co-created Two Broke Girls. They were the first people ever to get syndicated before an episode ever dropped. And and that's where Whitney made a big chunk of her cash, was Two Broke Girls syndication. That will never happen again. Ever.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, and there are so many old shows too. Another side effect of this is that there are so many old shows that you're never going to see again because there's nowhere for them to be syndicated. Like the Drew Carey Show was my favorite show of the 90s, probably, when I was that age to watch it. And it can't get put. They have one season on DVD, the first season, maybe the second. And then all the rest of those seasons, you can't get them anywhere because of the music rights. Nobody, it used to be the networks, they had the scratch to come up with syndication and pay to put it out, and pay the music rights. But now none of these streaming services want to pay music rights. So the Drew Carey Show is dead. You can't find it anywhere. And that show was huge, dude.
It's
huge comedy in the 90s.
To me, dude. It's crazy to me.
And they're a bunch like that.
I'll tell you, switching the subject a little bit. I talked to a guy this weekend. We had a long talk about this, and he made a lot of sense. He gave me a couple facts. He said 60% of all the world's reserves, 60% are in the US dollar. And 88% of the world's transactions are in the US dollar, because we were talking about BRICS. And he said, you know what? 20, 30 years from now, we're going to have there'll be another form of currency with the dollar. And he said, if anything, it'll help the dollar. because it'll help these other countries from having to rely on it. But he agreed with me. He said, I don't quite think it's going to be Brazil, South Africa, Russia, India. You know, India may end up using their own, because India, out of those 5 countries, India probably is about to be the most stable.
It's fascinating.
It is really, you know, here's what's crazy. They have the big BRICS meeting in South Africa in August. And South Africa.
Why did they pick South Africa?
That's the one that makes no sense. Yeah.
Why are you
we
going
talked
to
about
South
that this weekend. I said,
there's so many better places to go.
I'm like, what is it? I go, is it because they have diamonds? And he goes, well, no, a lot of those kids that make the diamonds, you know, they're worth something too. Fucking, you got South Africa. You got China, who's having a tough time right now. Russia, who set themselves back 30 years. Brazil. Yeah, there's a lot of what the fuck comes out of Brazil?
Why would you? I would rather go have a conference in Brazil than have it in South Africa.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be more fun probably. But the bottom line is South Africa doesn't know what the fuck to do, because if Putin shows up, they're going to arrest him. He's going to get arrested. So, you know, Putin's all holed up in a bunker somewhere in Moscow. He's supposed to be representing.
You really think they would arrest him?
Come on, bro. Are you that naive?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a diplomat. You know, he's a head of state. I don't think they can.
They'll never arrest him, dude.
They'll grab. No, you see. Well, let's see if he goes. Then let's see if he goes.
Hold on. The 2 countries leading this are Russia and China. Do you think Russia's like, let's set it up where our boy could get arrested? It will never happen.
Well, I would say India and China are the 2 leaders. Russia's a far, far third, man.
I don't know about that, bro.
They got nothing. The ruble's not worth shit.
Yeah, I mean, their economy is in trouble, is what I've been reading.
I mean, India's actually, out of all of them, India's one that's kind of like making strides. They're, you know, whatever the hell this new leader, minister, whatever he is, I mean, he's definitely making strides.
This is from a day ago. Russia's economy this is from Business Insider. Russia's economy has gone from bad to worse in a matter of months.
Yeah, they set themselves back.
From slumping car sales to plunging Russian ruble, the problems Russia are facing keeps growing. Here are signs that the economy. Oh god, yeah. I mean, it's just.
Guys, real quick. I know this is a separate thing, but according to Jeremy from the Quarterling, and he's got documents, Mark Zuckerberg's Threads is already collapsing, and it's down 75%.
What do you mean down? What does that mean?
Usage.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I could see that. I could see everybody went there to see what it was.
I haven't heard shit about it in a week since we talked about it coming out last week. I don't know. I haven't anyone say, "Hey, Howie, man, are you on Threads?"
Yeah.
No. I mean, but
car sales in Moscow, look at this number, have tanked nearly 75% since the war in Ukraine broke out.
Yeah, man, they're going to have a problem feeding their fucking people in another month. I mean, they went to a third, fourth world country overnight.
Oh, here's another stat. Moscow's central bank posted a 93% year-on-year drop in its current account surplus for the April to June quarter. It fell from a record 76.7 billion to 5.4 billion. That's the account surplus. Yeah,
I mean,
gas prices. I mean, it's all the ruble. It's all bad signs. And
the main reason Putin and Russia the reason they want this BRICS thing to work is so that when they go to war, we can't sanction them. That's the main reason. I mean, because we're sanctioning the shit out of Russia through the U.S. dollar. If they had their own type of exchange, which actually worked, then that would be less of an effect, but it's not going to. Johnny, you got to do this one thing. You got to pull up a year-to-date chart on Meta, META.
Okay.
This is Marky Zuckerberg's company, and I told everybody to buy it January 2nd. I said, make sure you own some in your portfolio, and it was at like 120. It's 120 in January. What was that, 4 or 5 months ago?
Yeah, hold on. I'm coming up with it here.
this shit is insane. I keep putting stop losses on it. And
here's your year-to-date chart right here. Huh?
Unbelievable.
It's gone from
You're so right, bro.
It's gone from 120 to 310 since January 2nd. Are you kidding?
Crazy.
I mean, it's up 170%.
Wow.
And that you can say what you want about Facebook, but that fucking guy makes money, man. He makes money. I mean,
and what is it's just ads still? Is that all? I mean, because they're not making a cent from any of that metaverse shit right now.
Well, they lost a lot of money on the metaverse. They lost.
I mean, they see that as an investment, though. Obviously, but I mean, where's the money going?
That market cap on Facebook's almost $1 trillion, 800 billion. I mean, just you don't have to like that guy. I don't even follow the fucking guy, but he's always been good at? He's always been good at designating. He's got good damn people that work under him. And like Sam said, I don't know if he's ever done shit. Can
I just put this out there? If anybody wants to just put me at the head of a company and I don't have to do anything except take a few, darts in the media, I'm down to do it. No, not in my ass, Sam. No.
Johnny, would you take it one time in the butt to run a billion dollar thing like Facebook? One time, and you could pick the dick.
I would let you
pick the dick. It could be like the tiniest Asian.
I would be like this. I would do it, but it would have to be. It would have
on OnlyFans.
No, it would have to be a guy that was going to bang my ass from one of two BRICS countries. It would have to be China or India.
Yeah. You can pick the smallest dick, Johnny, and then you get to run meta.
Yeah. Brazil, no way. Stay out of here. I've seen some big Brazilian dudes, man. You watch that MMA shit, those guys.
Oh, yeah. No, dude, you don't want that. No, you don't want any part of that.
No, you don't want some dude named Vladimir fucking just smacking that ass. Hell no. South Africa, that would depend. South Africa, if it was like old South Africa, where, it was like some little white guy named Charlie, but
little white guy named Charlie.
Not one of Mandela's boys.
Good day, mate. I'm here to make love to your buttocks.
It's going to get you $50.
Good day, mate. What is that? That's like Australia. What are you doing?
I don't even know. Anyways,
I just want to hit car stories real quick, and then we can get out. Ford has slashed prices to the F-150 Lightning. I saw that 17% cut to the base model to stay in competition with Tesla, as Tesla's stock rises on news that the first Cybertruck has rolled through its assembly lines in Texas. I never thought we'd see that truck, honestly, at least for a period. I started to really doubt it. But apparently it's going to roll out. And if you look at the price point on that thing, it really is a reason. I mean, for what it is, like all the features and stuff, if that rolls out at like 40, 50, which is what they were saying, that would be something.
Yeah, but the Lightning, in my opinion, you look at both trucks, what they both have, the size of them, power. Have you seen that Tesla truck? It looks like a fucking piece of shit.
Oh, you think it looks? I think it looks like it's from the future. It looks rad to me.
Weird, man. It looks like a piece of it's like fucking Back to the Future, man. McFly-ish. I mean, the Ford Lightning looks like a real truck. It looks like you could put 6 chicks in a keg back there and still fucking drive 300 miles. That's what the Ford, but the I don't get that Tesla truck. It looks weird. It doesn't even look like a truck to me. I don't know.
Well, I think that's the idea. They're trying to kind of change the game. That's the Elon influence on the design, I'm sure.
And I thought the best news to come out this week was today. And if Eli Lilly drug company, Sam, but if Eli Lilly does actually have this Alzheimer's drug, which they say they've tested, and it's got some solid results on slowing down Alzheimer's, that's like the only drug I care about. Because I can't tell you how many people I've known in my life that started getting it at age 55, age 60, age 65. And, after a year, they don't know who the hell you are. So
who am I?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. There was some documents came out. I forget the name of the pharmaceutical company because today I'm having some serious brain farts. But they came out that they basically had some real headway into stopping Alzheimer's, and they stopped the study.
Huh.
So it's good to see that this has been picked up, and people are doing something about this, because it's a horrible thing that we see families go through. So
well,
I'm
it's
very
interesting
happy.
though, Sam, because this drug, like how you said, only slows the progress. It doesn't stop it. So that would fit in your theory of the world, that they have much more interest in having something that you're going to be on the rest of your life rather than some kind of permanent fix to
Howie,
Alzheimer's.
you see that dementia is coming on. You don't want to get it. You could take this drug, but it turns out one of the side effects is homosexuality. Are you still taking it? Are you still taking it?
If I find out I have it and this thing only slows the outset, I'm just like, Hots, I love you, but I need 5 days. Little road trip, airplane, cocaine, about 16 girls. I'll be back in 4 or 5 days, maybe. If you don't hear from me, I'm dead. You know, the life insurance.
Oh, you wouldn't take the stop you from getting Alzheimer's, but makes you gay drug?
No. I would just go full boat for about a week and just see if I could do myself in.
The cool thing is, every morning you wake up, it's like having sex with a different woman, right? It's like, oh, who's this?
No, Alzheimer's, you're having sex with a different man. You're like, what?
Yeah. Well, no, that's if you take the pill though. You don't get Alzheimer's. That's right.
We're different.
All right.
It's like memento.
Enough of this. Let's get into Howie's pick for the week, and then we're going over to the Patreon.
Yeah, this is really wild. The Dow's up 6 straight days, the Nasdaq's up 8 straight weeks. I really think that we are about to turn around and have a few days of a sell-off, because the shit doesn't just go straight up. One thing real quick, Kathy Wood's ARC fund has now, since the day she started in 2014, she is now getting her ass kicked by just the NASDAQ and the QQQ, the indices. So that's hilarious. She is literally the worst fund manager I think that's ever gotten a job. I'll tell you, the stock that I like right now, I do like it if it drops under 85. I told people this today. I like Disney under $85 because it's gone from 100 to 85 like over the past few weeks. So I'm just.
But let me ask you something. I'm fine with that pick. You know more than I do. But is there something that resonates with you that you're like, oh, this is going to help them bounce back? Do you see something?
Yes, I do think this new guy, this new CEO, he's got a solid past. He takes over companies. He does well. He was at Disney before when they were cranking. And, and everything I've read is he wants to get rid of ESPN. He just wants to get rid of it. He wants to find someone to take it over. And I think if he did that, that would definitely help. Disney, get back, focus on your theme parks, man. That's what you got. That's what got you here. You would toss out a movie every now and then if, we ever have actors or writers again. But I do like it if it drops under $85. The other thing I got to say right now, I'm going to say this clearly. I think the SQQQ, which is the opposite of the NASDAQ going up, is the best buy on the market right now. The SQQQ, which is short 3 times the NASDAQ or the QQQ, is it like $17 and change. I think it's going to bounce back in the 20s very soon. I bought some at 35, 25, and I'm going to buy some more in the 17s because look, this is an interesting statistic. Since January 2nd, 7 of the 8 large cap, QQQ stocks, they're up 170%. 170%. Stocks that I bought like Meta, CrowdStrike, Salesforce, these fucking things, look at their charts. They're all up 150, 160, 170%. This isn't going to continue. I mean, I'm going to get stopped out of a few things at some point, goes into cash, dry powder. Then I'll probably buy some more bank energy in biotech, BBH. Another one I love, BBH. I just fired three things at you, man.
There you go, guys.
what you get at cash.
There you go. All right. All right. Guys, I hope you guys join us over there in the over at the Patreon where the bangers bang. Patreon.com/cash daddies. Get over there, get the good stuff. Daddy's gonna hang out and answer some questions. Let's go. Guys, welcome to the elusive, the exclusive Cash Days Patreon. We're in it to win it. Let's go, Johnny.
All right. Marcel Morgan says, business partner and I started our security company and need to find an insurance policy. Any recommendations?
Yeah, I actually sent him back. Marcel, yeah, state of Washington, brother. I'm going to talk to one of my guys today that owns a security company, and I'll have a couple of them for you. There's a few of them that you can call and get different rates.
All right. We did get into this in the main show, but if we want to elaborate a little more, Ben invites us to talk a little bit about XRP and the Mashinsky from Celsius going to jail. What does that mean for customers? Mashinsky going to jail, I don't think means much for us, honestly. Because I mean, everything for us is going to come out in the bankruptcy proceedings. But XRP, Sam, I know you have some theories on that, which you went over earlier. But if you want to go in a little more in depth,
yeah, basically, I think they're going to somehow.
Why do you think that though? Where did someone tell you that? Like, how'd you get that?
I have sources.
Sources.
Very deep sources. I have some.
In your ass.
We're bringing back our
ass.
good friends, the crypto cowboys, the crypto pirates, are talking that XRP is going to be a big part of this. In some sort of connection to the Fed coin that will be coming out.
I love that you didn't want to invest in Pfizer, but you're okay profiting from XRP, which is going to be the Fed coin.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be. Well, yeah, I guess I'm hypocritical. Go on.
That's so funny. But yeah, I don't know. Mashinsky, I mean, that there's no way for us to benefit from that. Is there, Howie, from his trial?
No, at this point, you just hope that he gets put in an Epstein prison.
$40 million bail. We didn't mention that on the show, but $40 million bail.
They also took his passport, so he supposedly can't leave. I'm sure he could figure out a way, but he supposedly can't leave now.
Yeah, like he's out on bail.
Sam, if you were in that position, 40 million, or they took your passport. Fucking wouldn't
you're looking at 115 years.
Yeah, wouldn't you just like build a raft and cast away the shit out of it and just like cast off of San Diego somewhere?
I mean, like those days I think are done. He had a chance. I don't think he'd leave his house.
Yeah,
well, dude, he's got like all these hard drives, these cold wallets around, and I mean, he could, if he wanted to, get away to one of these countries without extradition, Venezuela or something, and head on down there and live a nice life.
We'll see, dude. We'll see if anything actually happens to him.
They're probably watching his ass.
I think they got that dude on lockdown.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. Yep. This is a question from Ken D31. Can you write off your Patreon subscription for tax purposes?
Yeah, if you have a business, I think if you have an S corp or an LLC, absolutely, hell yeah, it's information.
But you can't write it off just as an individual, right?
I don't think so. I think you got to have.
You can't write it off as a business expense.
Yeah, you got to have a business.
All right. Luis, again, he asked about Alex Mashinsky. We got into that, and then he says, "Are there any earning plays you like?" He's talking about Tesla and Nvidia here.
Yeah, they're up so goddamn high, both of them. It'll be amazing if they keep going, but they've kind of set a low standard for earnings the last few quarters. I don't think you're going to see great. Well, with Tesla, you're going to see amazing news. Elon's going to come out and say, we're going to now make 6 trillion cars.
Yeah.
We're going to sell them to a country that hasn't really even existed yet. You'll see him just make up shit just to pump. That's what he does. But I couldn't buy him here, either one of them.
Okay. Aaron asks, what are your thoughts on the AI ETFs, Robo and bots? I know I'm up like 20% on bots. That's been good.
I like bots. I like bots. I think, yeah, you should have a little money. Absolutely.
All right, Ted Schubert, can you do a breakdown on what our portfolio should look like percentage-wise with respect to stocks, options, and cash? I know you've talked about it before, but I could use a refresher. Thanks again. That's Ted.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it depends on your age. You know, if you're in your 30s, 40s, right now, you probably want to be somewhere close to, 70% equities, that's stocks, maybe 10, 15% bonds. You want to have a little bit, maybe 3 to 5% gold. And options, man, I always tell people that's something different. Options you only want to have 1 to 3%, maybe even a little bit more until you really get familiar with it. That's kind of like a side thing. But for your main portfolio, yeah, just 75% stocks, maybe 10, 15% bonds, and the rest cash and gold.
All right. Hokogan says, can you explain how you look into volatility and how the market will go the other way and the importance of it all? So he's asked about volatility.
The market has slowly, steadily gone up for the past 3 months. What I think will happen, it's got to happen soon because that just doesn't happen. We're going to see some volatility. In other words, you're going to see the market up 300 points, down 300 points, up 75, down 400. Once that VIX starts kicking in, it starts moving, you're going to see the VIX go up, along with UVIX, which I own a little bit right now. I think it's a hell of a buy at $4. Going to turn around. Things are going to start getting volatile.
All right. Joe Biden, our friend here, says, if I have a stop loss set, will it execute after hours? Like if there's a big earnings miss?
If you have a stop loss, if it's a day stop loss, if it's not a good till cancel day, it'll just cancel at 4:00 every day. If you have a GTC stop loss in there, it could register. It's a possibility. It could.
Okay. This is tying into something we talked about earlier. Brad says he's a 10-year UPS employee, and he says a strike is looking more likely than not. If they do reach an agreement by July 31st, most employees are expecting a minimum $5 an hour raise. Both seem bad for the UPS stock price. Should we buy some puts? I will say that back in June when they had to vote on whether to authorize the strike, it was like 97% of employees were in favor of it. So maybe he's right there. What do you think about puts on UPS, Howie?
Well, here's the thing. The stock has gone from, oh, God, what was it? It was 186 about a month ago. It's only dropped a little bit, down to 182.74. God damn, that's such a tough one because I've talked to people that don't feel the strike's going to happen. Because we talked about earlier, if it did happen, that's going to hit the Dow Jones Industrial across the board. You're going to see some negative damn days. But if you think they're going to strike, yeah, you would buy some puts. I mean, another thing you could do is you could buy shares of the stock. You could buy shares of the stock at 183 and also buy a few puts to protect the downside going into earnings. That's something you could do.
Do you think if it comes out that they're not going to strike definitively, like they resolve this, that it could pop too? Is that possible?
Yes, absolutely.
That's what you'd be afraid of, right?
Yeah, it pops back up to 195.
Yeah, and then you're screwed. Okay. Fabian, NVIDIA is starting to show some weakness. What do you think about July 21, $445 puts? Also, SPX puts, same date, 44.90.
I mean, yeah, both of them.
Yeah, there you go.
If you buy those, buy a few of them, just keep an eye on it. And if you see a nice 2, 3, 4% drop, and that means those puts are up 15, 20%, get out. Make sure you get out. But yeah, I can see NVIDIA dropping here soon. Jesus Christ, $467. That thing was trading at 120 6 months ago.
Ryan says he's been listening from day one. He just signed up to Patreon. What platform does Howie recommend for trading?
Dude, if you want to do it right, honestly, don't dick around. Use Fidelity. Charles Schwab solid, but I like Fidelity.
All right. Karan Buffett, one of my favorite usernames, says, I'm thinking of either power washing or cleaning pools on the weekends. Do you have any tips for getting started? What do you think, Sam, Howie? Tips for starting your business?
Dude, all you need is a pickup truck. Go buy a Honda. I don't know. You could even buy like a 12 horse. Buy a Honda. Get a few tips. Get a red tip, a white tip, a green tip. a little chemical tip, put it in the back of your truck, hook up to the homeowner's water source. Yeah, start off doing houses. Start doing vinyl, hardy plank, maybe some brick ranches. Read about it, find out how to do it correctly so you're not blowing windows out. Dude, that's a smart way to get going, because you can do in a weekend. You can do 3 to 6 houses.
Do you have to have a bond or whatever? Be bonded or whatever to do that? How does that work?
Bonded. Bonded is if you go inside the house.
Okay.
That's basically so you don't go in and just like steal something or.
But what if you do you need to be insured or something for damaging tiles?
Probably should have some pressure wash insurance. It's not that expensive.
Okay.
But to actually get started,
I love this. I'm just gonna tell you that. Yeah. I love that this guy's doing it. I'm so thankful that you hit us up and told us, because that's what this show is all about. Yeah. You can do it. There are side gigs. There are basically start your own company gigs to make money. You know, it's like what Joey Diaz calls immigrant mentality, bro. Figure out what you feel you're comfortable doing, what you love doing, and do it. And the fact that anybody is thinking about grabbing and starting doing a power washing business after hearing it just fills my heart with love and joy, because I'm happy for you guys that you guys are, you know, it's like if you're miserable and you're broke and you're all that shit, it's because of decisions you made and actions you've taken. If you want to change that, it just takes you taking action. And this is a great example. And this will hopefully lead to either you getting a great business, power washing, or open your mind to other businesses. All of that is just great. What is his name?
It was Karan Buffett. It's a username. It's not.
Well, Karan Buffett, I'm super happy for you. It fills me with joy. This makes this show all worth the while for me. So I'm very happy for you. And keep us abreast of everything that you're doing.
Okay.
You're gonna make $500 to $1,000 every weekend if you do it.
Nice. Jay Savage asks us, what caused the spike in XRP? We talked about that already. It's just that ruling that it's not technically a security. Hokogan, one more question. He says, how can I stay ahead of inflation reports? What other reports should I pay attention to?
I mean, there's tons of stuff. You got the big ones, CPI, PPI numbers, unemployment's a big one, because we'd like to see the unemployment numbers actually go up a little bit. But those are big ones. I mean, consumer price index, PPI, the Blue Book, Michigan Blue Book. I mean, there's a few things like that. And you just basically, we want to see that things are slowing down a little bit. That's all.
Okay. Sean Lanning says, I backed up the truck on OIH on Tommy G's call at 175. His current average is 189. It's about half of his IRA, and he loves watching it slowly grow, but I feel like I should do something with it now that I'm up 70%. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man, that's one that we went in when we first started this show. I think it was at $70, $65 when we first started this show. That was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I'm looking at it right now. Dude, yeah, OIH has, when we started the show, it's, Jesus Christ, look, it's gone from like 75 up to 323.
Damn.
You got to watch it. Put stop losses in. I mean, it's at 323, put a stop loss in at 315. A good till canceled. Here's the deal with OIH. If this thing can break through 330, it's probably going up to like 350. But it's going to be hard for it to break through 330. A lot of resistance there. So you might, if this thing heads back down, you don't want to be caught with losses. With that being said, I still like buying the shit out of OXY. OXY, Warren Buffett's favorite oil company, man. I like it a lot.
Okay. Luke says, should he take losses or hold UVIX and SQQQ?
I'm buying some more. I just bought some more of both today. Bought some more of both.
Okay. Jared Ackright, I have a lot of Verizon in my IRA. Should I just hold it or dollar cost average or get rid of it?
Hold it, because all those telephone companies got crushed today because they found out that they put lead pipes in the ground.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up during the show. Brent Ross, also, I see your question here. He asked about that same thing. What do you think about that, Howie?
I think out of all those, Verizon's probably positioned. It's at a 5-year low. I mean, I want to see the dividend on this baby. 8.3% dividend if you buy it right now. That's crazy. $2.61 every 3 months. It pays that out. It's at 31.60. I like it here. I don't know how you can beat that price.
Right on. Okay, one last question here from Bitcoin Vic. Are we still holding TAP, or are we cutting our losses there, Howie? What do you think?
Yeah, probably unload that thing tomorrow.
All right. That's it for the questions. What are you looking at for these guys this week, Howie?
I mean, I'd like to see some volatility pick up. I'd like to see the NASDAQ sell off because it's getting so overbought. It's ridiculous. I mean, 8 straight weeks. It's fine. Don't get me wrong. We made some money on some good stuff. But I do think that thing healthily should sell off a little bit here. Hopefully this week.
Okay. Sam, you got any recommendations for the people this week?
Gold, silver.
All right. Take us home, Sam.
Guys, I wanted to stay. I feel like I added a lot to it. I'm glad I stayed for the Patreon where bangers bang. A lot of great stuff going on this. Sorry we didn't have a guest for you this week. But you know what? We got a great lineup coming up. Hugs and kisses. Go to samchili.com. Grab tickets to my live events. Howie, where can they find you?
This weekend, I think I might be out in Long Island, baby. Might be doing a gig out there with Silver.
Oh, nice. I did have one question. Sean Lanning asked how he's going to be at Sam's Connecticut show on August 12th.
No, but he'll probably be in the New York show.
City, baby.
Well, we'll figure that out.
City.
Right on. All right, guys.
All right, guys. Bye.